And that's another thing people don't think about with selling their business. There are so many opportunities in our business to work post collision shop owner. I mean, let's keep
Mm.
it real. Collision shop owners are pretty dang awesome people. I
Yeah.
mean, we wear every hat in that shop. We're sanding bumpers, we're
Mhm.
washing cars, we're sealing the parking lot and striping the parking lot. We're doing landscape work. We're dumping the trash, cleaning the bathrooms, looking at our AR, looking at our numbers every month, making sure the parts credits are done, looking at welds. Is this car fixed right? In some cases, welding cars, fixing cars, painting cars, I mean, there's so many hats that a collision shop owner wears. It's incredible.
Yes.
We're so multi-talented, multifaceted,
Mhm.
multitaskers. I mean, we get shit done,
Yeah.
and because of that, there's so much opportunity, for a former collision shop owner in any capacity, in the collision trade. It's crazy. So
Mhm.
don't feel like that, if you've sold your shop that, oh, it's over,
Right.
I'm done. No, it's not over. There's so many people that are looking for you, to come, to employ. So that's
Yeah.
another thing to consider, is the different opportunities that are out there.
Yeah, that's a great point because there's so much value as being a shop owner, all of the things you've learned because you have to wear all of the hats. There, even if you wanted to just stay in shops,
Yeah.
other shop owners would love to have you come in so that they can step out a little bit. So if you
Yeah.
still want to be participating, and I've seen that happen, and they're happy as a clam because they really love what they do.
Yeah. And
So
I'll be
it's
honest
great.
with you, when I first started my consulting business, because it's kind of morphed over the years, that's what when I opened my consulting business, that's what I was doing. I was offering fill-in services for Southwest
Oh,
Florida. And that's what I did. I'd come be a manager or a estimator and or whatever. And then I had a couple people that worked for me that were in the actual production side of it.
mm,
So whatever your need was, that's what I was doing for a while. So yeah, there's absolutely a need for that, and
mhm.
just getting your name out there. And a lot of shop owners may not want to work full time, but might just still want to have their fingers in the pot.
Right.
That's a real good way to do it, and then that morphed into doing some education and running a 20 group, and
Mm.
morphed into doing some public speaking and helping with some women's events and helping some paint jobbers. And then morphed into, where this is really, this was kind of, as years passed, I was getting more and more calls to do this. I mean, I was
Mm.
doing this all along, but this is where it's kind of gotten where this is my full-time gig. This is all I do. I really don't do any of the other stuff anymore because I just don't have time. This has
Right.
taken over 100% of my consulting business.
Yeah. Well, and for good reason. And you're great at what you do. And it's so needed, especially right now. Things are so, so hot with the selling and the MSOs coming on board. And there's so many MSOs now. And it's like, I feel like every time I read an article, it's like, oh, there's another one. Oh,
Yeah.
here's another one coming on the scene. It's crazy. So, well,
Yeah.
before we wrap up, is there anything we didn't touch on that you feel like you'd like to, or a message or anything you want to say? I just want to give you a little space to touch on anything.
Well, first, I just want to thank you so much for
Oh,
inviting me on your podcast.
of
You know,
course.
I am a big cheerleader of you and your podcast, and I love it. I think it brings so much to the table. So thank you for that. I feel very
Yay.
honored.
Thank you.
And the only other thing that I would just want to add is um, so much, and you kind of touched on this earlier, is a lot of this is psychological.
Mm,
It's a deciding, do you want to sell? I mean, it's like selling a child. I can tell you, it was definitely like selling a child.
yeah.
Definitely had, it took me probably 2 years to really get over it. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm not even sure I'm really totally over it, but it's hard. It's very hard. And because I've been there and done that, and I've been there and done that with a lot of clients, I
Mm,
understand where you're at. I try to help you understand where you're at, because you kind of feel like you're there alone, that
yeah.
you got to be the only one that's ever felt this way. Well, let me tell you, you're not. And anytime you give what you give to your stores, to make it happen, anytime you're taken away from your family, I mean, this is normal. And that's another piece of my service, is helping you understand what you're going through and preparing you for what you're going to go through before you go through it, so that it doesn't hit you like a steam engine,
Yeah, that's so true. Well, in any big transaction, what do they say? The top most stressful things in life are, like the birth of a child, selling your house, all of these big things, getting married, and selling your business, I would assume, is going to be one of those top fives, because it's not just a transaction. It's so much more than that. And that's why
very emotional.
So it's so much, and we're so attached to what we've built, and we're so attached to that culture and that community. It's more than just, let's sit down and look at a spreadsheet and pop a number on it.
Absolutely. It is way more than that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Laura, for coming on. I'm going to put all of Laura's information in the description below. Laura Gay is with Consolidation Coach. That's the company's name. So if you want to go check out her website, consolidationcoach.com, her information is below. I know she's really great about returning phone calls and talking with people. If you need her, if you have any questions, Laura would love to answer whatever questions you can have. I know that Laura has a heart to help. So whatever you guys need, she's there for you. If you prefer to email her, that's going to be in the description as well. So thank you, Laura, for coming on. Thank you for doing what you do in our industry and being there for us to help us. So valuable, and so thankful and just a kind-hearted, wonderful person on top of it. So happy to have you on here. Everybody, thank you for tuning in again to today's episode of Body Bangin', and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We have some incredible topics and guests coming your way you will not want to miss. If you are watching on YouTube and don't want to miss the latest and greatest, you'll want to hit the bell after subscribing, so you will get a pop-up each time a video podcast goes live. To our devoted fans, would you mind paying it forward and sharing this little gem with someone else you think may benefit from it? Much love from all of us here at Body Bangin', all things auto body.